2022. My name is Barda. This is being done for Patreon early. And this is going to be released publicly on December 1st, but Patreon is getting it actually in October. If you guys are interested in getting it in early, I'm doing, I've done October's, November's, December's. I'm doing January's 2023, and I'm going to so on. If you want them early, then the link is below in the description for Patreon. Just go ahead and check it out. All right, let's get right on into it. This is for Virgo. All right. Virgo. This is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. Just take the pieces and parts and leave the rest. Okay, Virgo, December. I'll take it. Okay, I'm going to start out with oracle cards first, and then we'll move into tarot cards. I like the oracle cards because they give a base what's going on. As I get going, I'll just go ahead and give you, if I end up getting more messages for different groups, I will state, you know what, I feel this is going to go for different Virgos. Okay, so the first card I have is Round and Round. Okay, the next card I have is Deep Knowing. We have Co-Create, Fork in the Road, Happy Happy is the end result, okay? All right, let's look at Round and Round. Okay, so Round and Round, and it's showing me the 25th, which is around Christmas time, which is Christmas time US. All right, let's look at that card first. Oh, and immediately when I'm looking at that card, it's about thoughts that are going around and around in this Virgo's head is what I'm getting. Round and around. And it almost feels like this is actually going to be, it's about a decision that this group of Virgo is going to be, they're thinking it through around Christmas time. Yep. And it's about a decision. They're kind of in a fork in the road about it. And what is this about? I mean, they have some deep knowing. We've got the deep knowing card. And they're not just jumping on this decision because we've got the wise owl, right? So they're sitting here thinking this out. They're not jumping. They're not jumping the gun on this. They're actually taking their time and they're thinking this out. And with this one right here, we've got co-create. But actually, I think it's something that's in the works. It's brand new, right? But they're slowly thinking it out, and they're doing this wisely before they jump on it with the, and once this group of Virgo make their mind up, they're going to jump on it fast because cheetahs are fast. But they're in a fork in a road. And this has to do with family. Do you see the flags? This is going to involve not just them. This has to involve other people around them, right? And the reason they're not jumping on it and they're taking the time to think about it, these flags to me represent family. There's more people involved. There's people who feel like family to you. All right. Could you tell me, but the end result here for this group of Virgo is happy, happy. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. So the end result in the decision that you make is definitely going to end up being happy, right? Oh, yeah. Yep. My guides say yes. It's going to end up being happiness. You're going to be feeling much lighter. We've got the balloons. And do you see the lock? You're the one that has the key to this, and you just have to make that decision. But you're not just jumping on it. You're thinking and weighing everything out. Okay, could you tell me just a little bit more about this, please, for this group of Virgo? All right, for this group of Virgo, it seems like it's revolving. It's definitely revolving around. For some of you, it's revolving around creative expression. Let me show you the cards I've got right here. I've got the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is about budgeting. It's hanging on to what's yours. It's really kind of like what I'm seeing in my head is purse strings, and it's really tightening down. It's really watching where the money's going. It's really hanging on to what's yours. And why? Because you have a goal in your mind. All right. And we have next is the Queen of Pentacles. With the Queen of Pentacles, it's a person who's sitting here and they're really, their mind is set on their material wealth, big time. But they are actually very even-keeled when it comes to their personality as well. They're very fair. But they're also a very creative person. So it's almost like it's for the group of Virgo who are getting ready to set out in some kind of creative endeavor. They're needing, but they're not just going to jump on it, right? Every card here is about creativity, and well, the Queen of Pentacles, and you also have the Knight of Cups, and this is about an offering or a proposal of some kind. It's like, excuse me, it's like there is some kind of offering. Yeah, there's some kind of offering that's going to be, and that's probably that's what it feels like, is this group of Virgo is sitting here weighing out the pros and cons of this offer. It's kind of like they're leaning towards, yeah, but I'm sitting here, I got to make a decision. Should I go left or should I go right? Should I take it or should I not? I think this Virgo's leaning more towards yes, but they're really watching their money and they're really hanging on tight to what's theirs. Because they're not, they've got their mind on their money and their money on their mind, right? Because it's not just about them. They're thinking about the bigger picture. They're thinking about, if you've got, this is family cards too. It's talking about, even if you're single and you're thinking about later, you want to build to have a family later. This is about permanence. It's actually like, even if you're single, you're thinking about settling down and want to have property. It's like getting stuff together ahead of time so you can have this already set and financially stable. But I think there's an offering coming in for Virgo, or there's an opportunity. That's what I get. And I almost think that this group of Virgo, it almost sounds too good to be true, but I don't believe that this is too good to be true. It's just this group of Virgo has had so many opportunities before that really just did not pan out. With the Four of Pentacles, it's just like I said, I keep seeing that purse string in my head, or the purse and the string is real tight. And that could also mean that the money is kind of real tight right now and you're really hanging on tight to it. And so therefore you're mulling it around and around in your head, and you're just not, you're not, that it's all going to work out in the end, but you're not going to jump on this, not immediately. I don't see you taking and doing anything about this until after the first of the year, probably not even until after January 23rd. I don't see any of this really getting into motion, and even at this, you're going to be slow moving at it. Yep. Because you're going to be very cautious, because it's going to, you're not one to dive into, if this has something to do with where you have to get a loan or you have to go partnership with somebody, you're very, very cautious. You're not just going to go head first into something. And especially if you have to put a signature on paper, there's no way you're just going to dive head first without checking all the boxes and making sure what you're getting yourself into. Yep. Because it's talking about co-create, because this is about working together with somebody else. Some of you, this may be coming together. For some of you, if you are coming together and getting married, it could be for others, it could be about a proposition of getting married and you're coming together, but it also is involving finances. But the thing of it is this is going to be abundance. This is actually going to be much better if the end result is happy. Okay. But you're still at a fork in the road. Should I or shouldn't I? What's the pros and what's the cons? Okay, this is for the group of Virgo who are very logical. They want to think out everything. What is the long road? What's going to be coming down the road? Is this going to work out down the road? Whatever it's about. Okay. Yep. But in the end, I do think that this group of Virgo is not just going to follow their head. They're also going to be following their heart, because this is about creative expression. And if this is also about a proposition of marriage and coming together, or this is about a married couple who are going to go into business together, then this is actually going to be, people coming together that are going to end up bringing this creativity out. It's going to heighten. It's this fork in the road is only going to be a moment in this Virgo's group's head. It's not going to be very long at all, because it's actually going to be quite profitable, and it's going to be quite fulfilling, not just in financial, but also in love. Yeah, you're going to love what you're doing. You're going to love who you're doing it with. I mean, the message here is to follow your heart. Yep. And there's going to be great caring and affection here. And if you are coming together and getting married, and say you may have children, if you don't have children, the family, you guys are thinking about family. All right. That's what I keep getting here. Deep knowing. You just know that you know the direction you want to go. But because of past circumstances and stuff, and this year, a lot, almost every zodiac sign has had, I mean, well, every zodiac sign has had their aha moment where they have kind of worked through their past. And there's, this may be one of those, okay, well, I'm at a fork in the road, but this is not like an anxietous one. This is one I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to really, with the owls, they're really being wise about this. They're using their logical side before they just jump on it. I think this is more of just a, you know, let me think this through before I just jump. I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna think this through. I'm gonna look at everything. May even sit here writing things down. What's the pros and what's the cons. This is a very logical group of Virgo, but they also, along the way, they have also brought their heart with them. Okay, so this is not going to take this group of Virgo very long whatsoever. I feel you're going to take this offer. And I actually think it's going to be very lucrative. And I actually think it's going to be very fulfilling. And I actually feel for this group of Virgo, married or not, that it is actually going to bring out your best creative side. Because in the past, this group of Virgo, I do feel have been burnt many times. And this is not what I feel for this group right here. Yep. Yep. This is a very nurturing, caring group of Virgo. So this is like it's like whoever you're coming together with, it'll be like more like a family unit. So even if you're not getting married or you're married already and you're working together, it's going to feel like a family unit. Okay, this is one of those things where it's because you're co-creating, you're working together, you're creating together to build something that's going to work for everybody. And this time it's going to work. That's what I get. And for some of you, the number 4, there will be 4 involved, or there'll be 4 family members involved. Okay, or 4 friends involved. That's what I'm seeing. But it's going to make you feel more uplifted. And for some reason, I feel like saying for some Virgos, there's going to be 4 friends involved. That's what I feel. Okay. Yep. Feels good. It does feel good. It feels light. It feels very light. Okay, dang. I'm not gonna, man, that was, I'm not going to end it there. Yep. Because this, yep. Virgo. Yep. I'll take it. The hint for some Virgo, this is where I was talking about where it comes into groups and stuff. Okay, this is where it's going to pinpoint just certain Virgo. It's going to stand out for certain Virgo. Okay, this one right here, it's showing me a fair woman. And what this means is this reading is probably going to hit home for a fair woman. Dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. Okay. This person is an intelligent young person. Now, this person could be an older person, but their personality is younger. Like they're young at heart, and you couldn't tell. I mean, you just really could not tell that they were older by the way they behave because they're youthful at heart. But they're full of new ideas, and they're always got new ideas that they're proposing to you. Okay. So if this is not about marriage, but for some of you, it does. It's going to lead to that. And it's actually, and for some of you, which would be, I think is great because is because I think along these lines too, some of you are coming together and actually thinking about doing stuff like homesteading. Now that is like the ideal thing for me. That's awesome. If you're coming across this and that's what you're thinking about doing is coming together. And for some reason, and I do pick up on people, and you come across this, and what I'm seeing is there's a woman that's going to come across this, and she's actually met a man, and he has a couple kids, she has a couple kids, and he's a homesteader and she wants to be a homesteader, and they've met. I don't know, I can't explain why I see stuff sometimes. Now this is just this is just going to go out to another one. This was for one. When you guys meet, I think you're going to be social networking and you meet. This is actually going to be a good thing. It's actually going to bring that peace you've been looking for, because I think you live more in like a town setting. It's actually going to bring that peace that you wanted. I think it's going to end up happy. I think there's going to be a total of 4 of you. and 5 soon. Okay, that was for another. I got cold chilled off that one, so that was correct. That was for another Virgo. And if you're not a Virgo, that was cross. It could be for the other person who, you could be cross watching. Okay. Anybody else? Want to pick up on another Virgo that's going to be coming across this, or a cross watcher? It's about a Virgo. Yep. And this message is for another Virgo maybe coming across during December time. You may be feeling tied down, like you can't move right now. And if this is not happening right this second, I do feel for you. This will be coming in January. Yes, this is a December reading, but when you run across this, I think you're going to run across this one. This is going to be for the person who runs across this in in January. And you're like, you know what? That sounds like me. That sounds like it's the way it is. But I was feeling really tied down in December, and it was kind of oppressive towards most of January. And then around February, so actually, yeah, it'll be like around the end of January, and you're going to be feeling less oppressive around February 3rd. Okay. I don't know where half the messages come from. Okay. But you're going to be feeling frustrated, but it's coming. Okay. It's coming for you around February 17th. And I'll be doing some more readings and stuff. But here's the thing is when you run across people's readings, you can be running across this reading and, it's a December reading. Doesn't, if it's mine or somebody else's, if it sounds right, then you're meant to hear it. I mean, if it sounds like you take the time, listen to it, take the messages. It could be for, say, if it's a July reading and you're running across it in December, and it sounds like you, then it's meant for you. Okay, that's the way I view it. So just view it that way. Okay, any more messages for this group of Virgo? Yep. This message right here is unsuccessful plans. This message is going to go to several. This is not just going to go to one. That's going to be watching this, and they're going to be evaluating it, but I think it's going to be one of those moments. It almost sounds like Scorpio's reading I just did. It's for the Virgos that's had a really rough past, to where they kind of go back within themselves, like almost like trigger moments where everything's going good, but then they get a kind of like a feel that something's up, that life's going to get better, but there must be strings attached to it. But they kind of go back within themselves the way it was when, way back when you kind of go back within yourself. I guess that's the word for it. It's a reaction, all tied up in knots. It makes you anxious because there must be something wrong with it. Because, yeah, and then it's going to cause that fork in the road moment, the fork in the road moment, because everything seems too good. It's too good to be true. If you're that type of Virgo that you've had a rough past, and you've got something like this going, and you're running in around and around in your head, and it's a little bit different because it's becoming anxiety, but it's not bad stuff. The end result is happy. Do stop. We're responsible for taking a minute and realizing it's past reactions. Okay, this time it looks to me that this joining of whether it is through marriage or just partnership, it is actually going to be good. It's going to be very good. So just realize that it's just this for this group right here that feels tied up in knots when they look at this in December, and it sounds like them, but it's like, yeah, it sounds too good to be true, and they're living it, and they're like, oh God, it's going to happen like it did before. Nothing ever good has come. Everything's always taken away. Makes you feel all tied up in knots. Then this part right here is meant for you. Okay, I do feel for that group right here, the end result is this time it is not the same. All right, this is not the same circumstances. You're in the here and now. You are not in the past. Okay, the past is not reliving itself. All right, one more card. One more card for Virgo. And then I will close this reading off. I heard it through the grapevine. Round and round. This message here is going to go out to a small group of Virgo. that if you do have this part of the reading, it sounds like you, but you don't want it to get out to everybody. This is, I heard it through the grapevine. Your message is, if it tend to see that everything in your life tends to get out real quick because people can't keep their mouths shut. You know, if you don't want your plans of what's going on, you need to use the wise old owl. Sit there quietly before you jump, before you've made up your mind, and don't say anything. Make up your mind first before you say anything, because it's I heard it through the grapevine. Okay, so make sure you keep your plans to yourself. If this sounds like you and you have people around you that it's I heard it through the grapevine. Okay, if this sounds like you and there's people around you like that, if you want to keep your business to yourself, keep it to yourself. Okay, until you make up your mind on this, and then it'll end up being happy happy. Okay, because this will be for the group of Virgo, where it seems like there's people around you sometimes, and sometimes it's family. Some of you have one friend that they don't have bad intentions, but they have tendency to not be quiet. They just have a tendency to reveal things. Keep it quiet until you make up your mind, until you're ready to reveal what you want to reveal, whether it's getting married or you're coming together in business with somebody. Some of you are actually going to pick up and move. Okay, whatever your plans are, that's going to bring you your happy, happy. This time it's going to work out. But in order for you to be able to give that good news, keep it to yourself until all final decisions are done and you're ready to reveal it yourself. But the end result, Virgo, is it's happy, happy, and it looks good. It looks really good. So I will be talking to you guys in January. So I hope you guys have a wonderful December. It does not seem bad at all. So I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and I will talk to you later. Bye.